In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss about the flower. So we all know that the flower is the characteristic feature of the angiosperms or the flowering plants. So there is a branch of biology which deals with the study of flower. We call it as anthology. Anthology is a branch of biology deals with the study of flower. So this flower is a special feature of all the flowering plants that groups under the angiosperms. And what is a definition? How can you define the word that is flower? This is considered as the condensed form of modified shoot. It is condensed, modified shoot which is useful to carry the sexual mode of reproduction. The main function of flower, why the plants are containing the flower, because to carry the sexual mode of reproduction. So you can ask, why can't the plants perform the reproduction without the flower? We have the plants which perform the mode of reproduction, either the sexual, asexual or vegetative type, without the flowers also, but the main specialized structure, that is the flower, present in the angiosperms to perform the sexual type of reproduction. So before understanding about this flower, how they are just classified and what are the essential parts are there, we are just going through a brief discussion about this topic. Now some terms has to be clear. Every flower, they are just going to differentiate into the unisexual, bisexual, complete, incomplete, bracteate, ebracteate, pedicellate, sessile. So we will be going through different terminology under this flower. Let us get clarity on this. First, the flowers are classified into unisexual flowers and the bisexual flowers. So the term itself is indicating uni means single, sexual means the sex organs are present. So the flower usually contains the four volts, that is calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. So the calyx is the outermost part, corolla is the second, third wall is androecium, fourth wall is gynoecium. So the four walls are present generally in the flower. So if you want to say the unisexual flower which contains either the male part or the female reproductive parts are present in the flower, that is said to be a unisexual. Both are not present in the same flower. Bi means two, sexual means the reproductive structures are present. So the same flower will contain both the male androecium part and female gynoecium parts are present. Those flowers are said to be bisexual flowers. Now, there are some more terms, that is complete flower, incomplete flower. So complete in the sense which contains all four whorls. So what are the four whorls? Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. If all the four whorls are present, that flower is said to be a complete flower. Incomplete flower means any one or more than one. If any whorl is missing, then the flowers are said to be incomplete flowers. So most of the unisexual flowers are considered as a complete flowers. Unisexual flowers are considered as the incomplete flowers because either the one sex organ is present. And complete flowers, mostly bisexual flowers comes under this, but maybe the calyx, corolla may be absent. So we cannot consider all the unisexual flowers are incomplete, but all the bisexual flowers may be complete or may not be complete. And there are some more terms. Pedicel. As we discussed in our earlier video, the flowers which contain the pedicel. So what is meant by pedicel? The stack of the flower. If the flower contains the stack, those flowers are said to be a pedicellated flowers. If the stack is absent, then those are called as sessile. Sessile means you cannot find any pedicel. The stack of the flower is absent. So this is a flower and the stack is present. This stack is attached to the a stem or the branch. So this is called as the pedicel. And here it comes the another term, that is peduncle. So pedicel, peduncle, somewhat the similar terms, but with a different meaning. So if you just see, suppose this is a soil line where the where the stem is actually growing. All the inflorescence, leaves, branches, everything is arranged to this. Suppose this is a one plant. Now, to this, different branches are there, and different branches will also containing the flowers, right? Suppose to this one branch, it is containing the flower in this way, and to this branch, the flowers are present here, and to this, flowers are like this. So if you see, inflorescence is nothing but the arrangement of flowers on the floral axis. Now, what is the term between this pedicel and peduncle? So, as we said, the pedicel is nothing but this one, the stack of flower that is attached to the main axis or the floral axis. So, wherever all these flowers are erased, that main axis is called as a floral axis. So, this stack is attaching to this. So, this stack is called as the pedicel. And what is peduncle? Peduncle is the stack of inflorescence, a stack that holds the several pedicels. So this is said to be a peduncle. Peduncle means it is also the stack type of structure, but that holds the several pedicels. So all the inflorescence, you can say that all the inflorescence will be held by this peduncle. So that is the difference between the pedicel as well as the peduncle. And there are two more terms we represent in the floral formula like bracteate, ebracteate. Let us see what are bracts. Bracts are nothing but a small leaf type of structures which are present at the base of the pedicel. So what is pedicel? The stack of the flower. At the stack of the flower, a small leaf type of structures are present which are green in color. If they are present at the stack of the pedicel, those are called as the bracts. And if the bracts are absent, then those are said to be ebracteate. There are no bracts. So bract is a reduced leaf, a leaf type of structure, green in color, which is present at the base of the pedicel. So all these terms has to be clear before understanding this. Now let us see how these flowers are actually categorized or classified. These flowers are mainly classified based on their symmetry. So, and the second case is their merosity. And the third case is their position of the floral parts on thalamus. So the flower is mainly classified based on the symmetry, based on the merosity and the position of the floral parts. So floral parts in the sense calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, all these parts, how they are actually present on the thalamus, we have the different types. So if you see what is meant by this thalamus, usually all the floral parts will sit on the a base type of structure. So this base, which is a swollen end, which bear all the floral parts. So this swollen end we call it as the thalamus. There is another name. This thalamus is also called as receptacle, the receptacle or the thalamus. So this thalamus is arising. So this is just like a stack of the flower. So what is the stack of flower? That is pedicel. So the tip of this pedicel, it will be swollen, and that is modified, where all the walls of the flower are arranged on this. So that base we call it as the thalamus or the receptacle. So as we said, this is just like a condensed or the compressed swollen type of base, and it is a apical part of the stem. So this is the tip part or apical part of the stem, where it is actually condensed, modified, compressed, swollen type of structure. And how they are arranged is the outermost wall, as we considered, a small green color structures are present. Those are called as the calyx. So next to the calyx, a colorful petals are present, that is corolla. And the third one, we have the stamens. All the filament as well as the anthers are present. So this is the third ole, that is andrecium. And at the center, it will be containing the gynoecium. So we are just going to discuss about it anyhow. So there are the four whorls: calyx, corolla, andrecium and gynoecium, which are present. And why we are calling, like why it should be condensed, we are saying this base is condensed or compressed, the modified shoot, and it is swollen. And let us assume what happens if it is not condensed. What happens if this shoot is not condensed? Okay, suppose there is a shoot like this, the stem part like this. So there is a node as well as an internode. So we know what is meant by node as well as internode. So from the node, a small green type of leaf-like structures are arising. We considered it as a calyx. Okay, so which are arising from this node. And what is the second whole? The corolla. So all the petals are arising from this corolla. And what is the third whole? The third whole will be containing the stamens. So the andrecium is present at this node. Okay, so each line you consider it as a node. So this is a one node, this is another node. If this calyx, corolla, andrecium or the stamens, if all these are arising from the different nodes, and there is a one rule that all the time the terminal position or the tip of this shoot should be occupied with the gynoecium only. So I am just drawing here. Let us say this part is carpel or pistil or gynoecium or the female part of the flower. So if this pistil or gynoecium always occupies the tip part or the terminal position. So you can see the difference here. All these nodes, if the shoot is not condensed, so this is the case I am showing. If shoot is not condensed or it is not modified, you cannot have a complete flower. Calyx will be present at one node, corolla is arised at the another node, andrecium, so this particular gynoecium, so all these are present at the different areas and the flower cannot be formed. So that's the reason this shoot apical part of the stem, it is modified or condensed, compressed, so it is giving a base to sit, or all these floral parts can sit on this, and that base we call it as a thalamus or the receptacle. Got it? Now let us see how these flowers are actually classified. So the first we have is about the symmetry. So first we'll discuss about symmetry, how these flowers are classified. So as we know that symmetry means if you are just cutting it, whether it is showing the two equal halves or not, that is called as the symmetry. So based on this symmetry, the flowers are actually divided into three types. So let us discuss what are the three types of symmetry which we have. One is the actinomorphic, and the second one is zygomorphic. Along with that, in some cases, the third type is also mentioned, that is asymmetry. Some flowers may have symmetry, some may not have symmetry. So those are asymmetrical flowers. Now let us see what is meant by these asymmetrical flowers. These asymmetrical flowers are also called as irregular type of flowers or acyclic type of flowers, which means they are not showing any symmetry. The flower is in such a way, whatever the direction you cut it, you cannot get the two equal halves. That type of flowers are called as the asymmetrical flowers. There is an example, Opuntia and the Canna. These flowers, however you try to cut it, you cannot divide into the two equal halves. They are not showing any symmetry. Those are asymmetrical or irregular type of flowers. Let us go with the actinomorphic. So this actinomorphic flowers are considered as the regular type of flowers. They will show the symmetry. Actinomorphic and zygomorphic will show the symmetry, but the slight difference is there. These are regular flowers and the symmetry which they are showing is the radial type of symmetry. And while you're writing the floral formula, you just represent the circle and you represent like this. So this plus symbol says if you are just cutting the flower in this way, you will get the two equal halves. If you cut in this direction, you will get the two equal halves. So whatever the direction you cut, you will be getting the two equal halves. So that's why we call it as a radial type of symmetry. This is the symbol we show. Zygomorphic flowers are said to be bilateral symmetry, and we are well known about this bilateral. The symmetry can be shown. So if you are cutting the flower into the two equal halves, the symmetry can be shown, but it should be cut only at the one plane. If you are cutting in any irregular plane, it cannot show the two equal halves. There will be a one plane. If you are cutting it only at that plane, you can see the symmetry. That type we call it as a zygomorphic type of flower. So we represent with the symbol percentage, or sometimes it is a circle and one slash, or you can show like this crucifix also. And for asymmetric, as they are not showing any symmetry, we are not allotting any symbol over there. Let us see what is meant by this actinomorphic. It can be divided into two equal halves. Suppose let us take, there is a flower in this way with all the six petals. Okay, six petal flower is there. So I'm just going to cut this on the one plane, and make sure while you are just cutting, suppose I made a cut in this way or this way or in this cross or this cross, whatever the direction I cut, every time I will get the two equal halves of the flower. If I'm getting these two equal halves of the flower at from any cut, from any vertical cut, and make sure this cut is crossing the center, that vertical cut, it is crossing the through the center and it is giving the two equal halves, then it is called as the actinomorphic or radial symmetry type of flowers which are regular. Coming to the zygomorphic. Zygomorphic, the flower can be divided into two equal halves, but only one plane which is passing through the center. Suppose the flower will be like this. So there are some of the flowers, I'll mention the examples also. You cannot cut into the two equal halves, but you can cut them only at the one plane. So they cannot be divided wherever the direction you want to cut. They can be divided into two equal halves by only the one plane which should be passing through the center. Okay, so those are said to be zygomorphic or bilateral type of symmetrical flowers. So let us see what are the examples of this actinomorphic. Hibiscus flowers or the China rose, the mustard flowers or the chili flowers, datura, all these flowers will be showing the actinomorphic type of symmetry. Coming to this zygomorphic, examples are garden pea, beans, gulmohar, Acacia, all these are the one showing the zygomorphic type of symmetry. And coming to asymmetrical, they don't have any symmetry. So that is how the flowers are classified based on the symmetry. So what is the second category? The second category is merosity. So what is this merosity? Merosity, let us say, it is like a number of members of each whorl. Suppose how many calyx are present, how many corolla are present. Okay, what is that condition? So that is considered as a merosity. Merosity means the number of members, the floral members of each whorl. Mostly we consider the calyx and the corolla, then that is called as the merosity. So coming here, there are the different types of flowers. Different merosity can be shown here. Let us discuss briefly. So the first one, if it is containing the two members in a one whorl, that is called as bimerous or dimerous. Bi means two, merous means two in number. The bimerous or dimerous type of flowers which means that all, either the two are present or multiples of two are present. Multiples means 2, 4, 8, right? So it will be multiplied. So every all, the number is going to be multiplied. Two or multiples of two floral members are present. Those are said to be bimerous or dimerous. So the example is poppy. And the second type is trimerous. So this trimerous flower is the specific feature you can find in the case of monocots. You can identify in most of the monocots. This trimerous means the number will be having either the 3 or multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12. So this multiples of 3 are present. Those are trimerous flowers. The example is onion. You can find in a Liliaceae family. Onion, lily. So trimerous flowers are present. If the 4 or multiples of 4 are present, those are called as the tetramerous type of flowers. 4 or multiples of 4 are present. 4, 8, 12, 16. So the multiples of 4 are present. That is a tetramerous. Example, you can find it in a mustard belonging to the Brassicaceae family. Brassica is a mustard. And you can find the 5, that is pentamerous flowers. Penta means 5. Either the 5 or multiples of 5 can be present. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the multiples of 5, those type of flowers are pentamerous. Example is the hibiscus or Solanum nigrum. In this you can find it. And trimerous flower is the special feature of monocots. You can find it, whereas the tetra and the pentamerous can be seen in the dicot plants, right? So this is about the merosity, which is explaining the member of calyx and corolla in the whole. So in the next video, we can go with the position of this floral parts based on the thalamus. So we have the different types of gynoecium over there: hypogynous, perigynous, epigynous.